I have been a free range human this week. Yes, I have been trainer free, doing it on my own. And let me tell you all about it. I have not trained. That's just been what it is. And I'm like, okay, I knew this was the risk, right? Now, you remember I told you previously that I had my trainer Armand. He was awesome. And then he left the company. And so I had to get switched for the last 2 weeks of my package to a new trainer named Adil. And Adil, he was good. He was younger. I think he was more, what's the word? More energized. Anyway, I think from training with him, I think I overdid it because I started having pain. I kind of had a little pain with Armand, and I figured it was just me, working out, developing muscle, and eventually my knees would adjust to it, right? Because I'm squatting, I'm leg pressing, I'm squatting with barbells and some weight on my back. So I figured I would get used to it. But then Adil kicked it up a notch, right? Remember, I told you he doubled my leg press weight from a miscommunication, and I went with it. So, yes, not his fault. I'm not blaming him at all. What I'm saying is I think I overdid it with the weights. And so now I have persistent knee pain where my knees just hurt walking. And I'm like, this is weird because I walked 5Ks 5 weekends in a row last not well I did one 5K each weekend for 5 weekends in a row last year, and with all that walking I didn't have knee pain. And so I'm just kind of trying to figure out like what what do I need to do, right? Because it's the pain with the walking is new for me, and I like to still walk, so I have been doing my steps, right? I still get in set 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day, and I make sure I do that. And I'm eating well, plus a little extra sugar, more sugar than I want to be eating, for sure. But one of the reasons why I got a trainer, well, two reasons I got a trainer, was number one, I wanted to make sure that in lifting weights, because I wanted to be strong, um, that I did not hurt myself, right? I wanted to have proper form. And I haven't, I think I've been in the gym every once in a while, maybe every 5 to 10 years throughout my life. I didn't know what I was doing. And yes, there's YouTube videos that I could follow, but it's just something about having someone who knows their stuff there in person to see how I do my things. And then also um, is able to, when I can't do the particular exercise, give me adjustments. Like I hurt this shoulder, it was a frozen shoulder probably like a year and a half ago, and I could barely lift it up before. And so when I do the barbell squats with the bar back here, it really hurts my shoulder. I can't do it. So I have to adjust. I do a kettlebell goblet squat, or I just use dumbbells and do it that way. And so, if I was watching a YouTube video, it may not include that, right? Modifications and whatnot. And so that was why I got a trainer. That was reason number one. And then reason number two was to really hold myself accountable, right? I know people say, "Oh, just put it on your calendar and it's an appointment and then just show up." I know that that works for some brains out there, for sure. But my neural spicy brain don't work like that. If I know no one's there waiting for me, yeah, it could get done, but more than likely it's not going to get done because I'm going to get distracted and caught up in something else, and I'm just going to continue on that. And before I know it, I look up and I'm like, "Oh, I missed this thing. Okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow or I do it later today." And then it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And so I'm just like, this is why I had a trainer, because having a trainer meant like, okay, I paid the money. If I don't show up, then I'm wasting money. And also this person, they're showing up, they're waiting on me. So it would be hecka rude for me to just not show up. And that made me go. I think I only rescheduled one out of the 30 sessions I had. I showed up every time. Um, and actually, I know I missed one. I didn't reschedule it. I missed it. And that was a miscommunication between me and Adil. But other than that, I showed up for all my appointments. So I'm at a crossroads. I am about to move. So it's like, okay, do I get another personal trainer now? They, especially if I'm going to do it in the gym, they have to sign up, and the way they do the contracts, they don't do anything shorter than 4 months. That's the shortest I found, 4 months or a year. That's it. Those are the only two options I've seen. Um, and what I had thought was that when Armand left, he said he was going to be doing training on the outside on his own. So I thought after I finished my package at the gym, I would connect back with him and have him do training with me at my gym here in my building. But I hadn't heard from him. So I was just like, well, I know he was working on getting his shoulder better. So maybe he was just doing that. And then he texted me out of the blue today. It's so crazy. He texted me out of the blue today, and he was asking me, he's like, hey, I stopped by the gym and they said you canceled your membership. Is everything okay? Was it due to finances? And what else did he say? He said something else. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't, it was, I have pain in my knees and my membership was up anyway. So, technically I have access to the gym still because I got the 4 month package, the 4 month contract for the gym membership so it ends March 31st. But my training package was 30 sessions and that's already done. And so I told him, yeah, I have knee pain and I think I overdid it with lifting the weight. So I took a break. I'm still doing my walking, but as far as lifting weights, I took a break. And he was like, oh, well, weight training doesn't cause that and da da da. And I just didn't respond. Because one thing I have found too, what I will say is sometimes, I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but sometimes I find that men will either discount what women say or experts. Now, look, I know you're the expert. I came to you because you're the expert. And at the same time, this is a collaborative effort because I'm the expert in my body. I know you're the expert at training, but I'm the expert in my body. And what I'm telling you is I was active. I wasn't completely sedentary when I started training weights. That's one thing. I was already walking quite a bit, right? I was moving daily. Was I lifting weights? No, but I was not completely sedentary. I did not have these problems with my knees before. Only thing I've changed is lifting weights. So to tell me, no, like lifting weights doesn't cause knee pain. Sorry, you're just dismissing what I'm saying. And number one, number two, I didn't say you or Adil caused my problems. I'm saying I think I overdid it with the weights because that's the only thing that was different. So anyway, I didn't respond. I'm just like, boy, I ain't got time for this. And also, what I have noticed too, because the way men are, and this is not good or bad, it's just the way they are, they really love pushing themselves. If they're in the gym training, they love really, really pushing themselves. And the things that motivate them, like David Goggins, extreme self, world class athletes, Olympians, all that stuff, that's their motivations. Armand would talk to me all the time. Oh, David Goggins did this, this, and this. And, this Olympian, Michael Phelps did this, this, and this. And this boxer did this, this, and this. And I'm like, boy, I don't care about none of that. That doesn't motivate me. And also, you can't push me like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just not how I'm built, you know, and that's not even my goal, right? I'm not trying to be nobody's best nothing in the world when it comes to physical. I want to be strong, whatever that strong is for me. And yeah, I'm not looking to set no Guinness World Book of Records like David Goggins or do the most insane thing ever like David Goggins. That's not a motivation for me. Um, I'm not trying to have the flu and be playing during the playoffs or championship, whatever, like Michael Jordan. I'm not trying to do none of that. That doesn't motivate me. That's not my goal. And so what I find sometimes too is that, or in this experience, I found that both of the trainers I worked with, they would push me more than I liked. Now I get it. It's like, how do you find the balance of pushing me beyond what I think is possible and then pushing me too far? So yeah, I have to figure out how I'm going to move forward with training for myself. I think I want to do more of just calisthenic workouts because with workouts, I can take that anywhere I am, right? I don't have to worry about um, getting a gym membership and having access to a gym, it being near me, all that stuff. Also, um, And maybe I'll do some bands as well, but I'm not trying to yeah, it's like, okay, I wanted to do a trainer. Trainer was helpful with accountability, and at the same time, I'm not trying to have somebody pushing me to the point of hurting myself, because I'm the one who has to deal with the fallout. That's the thing about it. I have to, fortunately, I have an appointment with my chiropractor this Wednesday, but it's like if I have to go to the hospital or if I have to see my chiropractor sooner than our regularly scheduled stuff, that all costs me money. Is it worth it? Yes, of course. I'm gonna take care of myself. But I don't like unnecessary hospital visits. I don't like unnecessary chiropractic visits. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I got a trainer so I don't hurt myself. So if I hurt myself with a trainer, that's not the ideal. So anyway, yeah, I'm thinking I started looking at research mode again, Raven. I'll be in that research mode. I have exercises I have bookmarked for this guy. I like him and I've seen his stuff before. And he talks about rebuilding knees and ankles and all those parts in your legs after he had an injury. He had a bad injury. And so, and then he showed he's been training athletes to rebuild themselves from the floor up, right? So from their feet up, so that their joints and whatnot are strong for them to do things like dunk, right? Guys love to dunk. But what attracts me to him is that his 60, I think she's in her 60s, 70, I believe she's in her 60s. She looks good either way. His mother, he has her doing some of the exercises in a modified in a way that works for her level. Because that's the thing, you can modify it up and down depending on your level. Um, and so okay, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna try some of these so I can build the strength around my knees. Because I don't like the pain. I don't like it at all. That's not what I came for. That's not what I want. Especially going to Europe, right? Because I'm gonna go do the European summer, and then we'll see. My goal is to live in Europe, but definitely during the summer, because definitely I'm gonna be there this summer and hang out with friends, which means it's gonna be a lot of walking, a lot of walking, a lot of walking. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to replace my sneakers because I'm gonna be doing a lot of walking, and my sneakers are they're worn. I think you have to replace them when you do a lot of walking or running. You have to replace them ever so often. But I'm gonna replace them like a month before I go to Europe so I can break them in. I learned that the hard way. I got my new sneakers the right before I did my those 5Ks I told you about. Listen, that first one was rough. Don't do that. Break in your sneakers always. And if you already knew that, why you ain't tell me? See, that's what I'm talking about. We supposed to help each other. But yeah, so I'm gonna get them, break them in, and then I want to do all the walking. It's like you can do 15,000 to 20,000 steps easy each day in Europe. That's just how it's designed. That's how it is. So I am preparing for that. And I already asked chat to break down, like, okay, this is how many weeks I got, chat. Please ramp up my walking, my steps per week so that once I get there, I'm good. Because I can do 7,000 usually, 10,000, be okay. But anytime I get over 10,000, I know it without even looking at my step tracker because my feet start hurting. I'm like, why well, not my feet, a couple of my toes specifically start hurting. And I'm like, uh-oh, my toes hurt. And that means I did over 2,000, 10,000 steps. And I'll look at my watch and I'll be like, yep, I did 12,000 steps today. Or, yep, I did 14,000 steps today. It don't happen all the time, but it happens often enough where I just like, I've noticed the pattern. So I have to get past that. I at least want to be doing 15,000 steps consistently over the next 6 weeks. Build up to 15,000. Let me say that, not 15,000. So like 10,000 this week and 12,000 next week, per day. So oh no, 12,000 big jump. Anyway, chat gave me the schedule. Chat gave me the schedule. I'm gonna follow schedule. Uh so I can get my steps up. So by the time I get to Europe, I don't die. I don't want y'all to see me in the news. American lady fell out on the cobblestones in Hvar, Croatia. Apparently she was not conditioned for all the cobblestones. That's the other thing too. Like cobblestones, they're cute. Don't get me wrong, they're cute, but they're not practical for heels. Forget about it. Absolutely not. For those European ladies who can do heels on the cobblestone, Bless your heart. You got it. You win. You deserve the world. Okay. That's not my ministry. Flat sandals, absolutely not. The arch of my foot would just give out on me. We don't do the flats. So I do the Hoka. They're over there. I do my Hoka. They call it a cloud something. It's like a big cloud on the bottom. The sole is so thick. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's what Bruno say, right? Lucky for you. That's what I like. Look, I like walking on a cloud. Give me a cloud all day. So, but yeah, I'm gonna give you another pair of those, break them bad boys in, and then we good to go. So that is what I'm working on, and I'm gonna start breaking in my what's it called? Incorporating the moves for strengthening my knees. I gotta get this pain gone. I cannot be doing 10,000 nothing's steps with hurt knees. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's all. If you got a suggestion, if you got a suggestion about getting rid of knee pain, let me know. I will listen. I will consider. I will make a decision. No surgery, please. But yeah, all right. I'll talk to you later, boo. Ciao.